Hello, my name is Jonas, and I am in the 8th grade at Cobb Hill Middle School North. And my art teacher is Miss Weaver, and the photograph I worked on is of Georgia O'Keeffe. This artist was born in 1887 in Sun Prairie, Wisconsin.
From an early age, she knew what she wanted to be, an artist. In 1905, she attended the School Art Institute of Chicago.
In 1907, she joined the Students' Art League in New York City. In 1917, Alfred Stieglitz showed off Georgia O'Keeffe's work in her first solo show at Gallery 291 and later married Georgia O'Keeffe. In 1926, Georgia O'Keeffe began to paint the buildings of New York City. These buildings were simplified and portrayed with peace and tranquility. This was also around the time when Georgia O'Keeffe began to paint her flowers. Gorgeous, lifelike, abstract images that looked like they were photo shots right outside of a magnifying glass. In 1929, Georgia O'Keeffe began to travel to New Mexico. She fell in love almost immediately with the clear skies and arid landscape. She moved to New Mexico in 1946 after Stieglitz's death and continued to work and paint there. Over time, her eyesight started to fade, and eventually she needed an assistant to help her with her painting, but she continued to paint in watercolor until 1982. She continued to sculpt in clay until 2 years before her death in 1986. Her paintings and her artwork still continue to inspire people to this very day. My design was inspired by the surrealist works of Salvador Dali. His works compared to Georgia O'Keeffe was more surreal and more dreamlike than that of Georgia O'Keeffe. Georgia O'Keeffe, on the other hand, was an abstract artist and painted more lifelike images that had less curve to them, you might say, than Salvador Dali. I used four different color schemes in this Layers of History project: monochromatic, complementary, cool, and warm. The warm color schemes. They all had the same level of value and contrast in them, such as I think there was one where I used purple and orange, and then there was this one I think I used red and violet. They did have some level of contrast, all the colors. There's their own level of contrast. And I tried to make them look smooth values, but I admit I rushed through this. So, the values aren't as good as you might expect them to be. But my favorite thing about this art project is researching the artist Georgia O'Keeffe, because research is one of my strengths, and I am good at research, unlike artwork, which I felt kind of rushed on, because I had to take it home for homework and ended up rushing on it just to get it done, because I really had no idea what I was doing and no help with my homework. I probably should have asked. Please don't ask questions. If I could change anything about this artwork, it would be I would definitely put a lot more effort into it, because my artwork, in my opinion, is not as good as I would like it to be, and I honestly think I could have done better. The pencil lines are showing, and it's just sloppy. After researching this artist and movement, I will use my best effort and less pencil, as Miss Weaver called it, in future artwork. Bye, guys. So, here's my artwork I was talking to you guys about earlier. And as you can see, yeah,